Welcome to BrewPlanner. This is the page you will first see when you log into BrewPlanner. It is called the dashboard. There are some default tanks and beers that have been entered into the system to give you an idea of what the dashboard will look like when you have started scheduling your brews. The left side is the brewing section, which can represent each of the turns on your brew house. For example, here we have an AM brew and a PM brew on a 5-barrel system. The center section is the fermenting section. Here we have 5 fermenters with 5-barrel volume and 10-barrel volume. And on the right side is your packaging or carbonation tanks or bright tanks. The current day is highlighted in yellow, and clicking on any other day will highlight that day in yellow, making it easy to see what tasks you have on that date. When you click on one brew, for example, this sample IPA, the connected brews will bounce, providing a visible link between them. We have a 5-barrel brew in the morning that is sent into fermenter number 1, different icons or tasks that are represented in that batch. Then it is filtered on the 28th and sent over into bright tank number 1, where it is packaged in kegs and bottles on the 29th. From the dashboard, changes can be made by clicking and dragging a brew from one tank to another, by double-clicking or right-clicking to edit the order inside this window. After playing around on the dashboard, you can configure your own brewery's tanks and beer styles by going to the menu, clicking on Tanks, and making any changes necessary here. For example, if you have the capacity to brew 4 times on your brew house, we can either add a new tank here for brew number 3 in the section of brewing, add the volume of your brew house and the unit. For example, if you use liters instead of barrels, this change can be made here. Any of the pre-configured tanks can be edited or changed here to represent your actual tanks in your brewery. Keep in mind that tanks will be ordered alphabetically, so name them accordingly according to what order you would like to see them on the dashboard. Add all of the tanks and brew house turns that you need in your brewery. Next, you can head to the Beer Styles menu, where you can add all of the beer styles in your brewery. You can either edit some of the demo samples that we have in here. For example, if you have a brown, we can change the color. Choose whatever color you would like to represent that beer style on your dashboard. You can enter the default number of days that this beer will appear in the fermenting tank and in the packaging section. These can be changed with each individual brew that is entered on the dashboard, but this will be the default number of days that is entered. Once a beer style is created, you can also set default brewing icons, fermenting icons, and packaging icons. To set these or to edit them, we select the beer style, click on Set Brewing Icons, then we select the brew turn order, and for example, if we would like to change this brewing icon to the brew and CIP, we can select that here and save. Now every time we enter the brown on the dashboard, we will see these icons appear in those 2 brewhouse turns. If you need to enter a new beer style, we can do that here. Do a stout. Then choose the color, fermenting days and packaging days. Create. Once we have created the beer style, you'll see here down here that there are no default icons created. So if we want to select that, set fermenting icons, we can go in here. And for example, if on day 10 you want to cool the tank, we will select the cooling icon. You can add labels here that will appear as a very small oval next to the icon. For example, 0 degrees. And then we see this represented back on the menu here. Your next step for getting your account configured to get started scheduling brews is to go to the Tasks menu. This is where we can see the default tasks that can be entered on each day of the brew. So for example, in the brewing section, we have all of these pre-configured tasks that will appear where you can enter information for each brew on each day about specifics for the gravity, pH, etc. These can be changed here, renamed, resequenced according to your needs. After you have configured your tasks, we will return to the dashboard. You will see any changes represented here, and at this time you can start scheduling brews. If you are ready to schedule on this date, we can delete these orders that were just for examples by right-clicking and clicking Delete Order. Then when we are ready to schedule a brew, we are ready to do so here on the dashboard. Please see the next video for some examples on how to schedule brews on the dashboard. Thank you.